Wide receivers are getting paid all across the NFL, and the Bears are actually moving for real this time. And of course, we have our divisional breakdowns and our positional rankings. You're not going to want to miss that. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast, powered by Secret Weapon Consulting. I'm your host today, CJ Medeiros, and with me, of course, is my good friend, Justin Tucker, everyone's favorite Ravens fan. And in Ravens lore, he's the good Justin Tucker, our favorite Justin Tucker, in fact. No Adam, no Chris. We haven't had a CJ Tuck episode in a while, so this is going to be fun. These are always fun. So, off the bat, we got a lot to break down. And we'll start with something we covered earlier, but now it's official. The Chicago Bears are leaving Chicago. They're not even staying in Illinois. They're not even going to Arlington Heights or whatever that neighborhood was. No. They're going to Hammond, Indiana. So, yeah. The Hammond Bears. I think they're going to keep the name Chicago, but wow. The Hammond. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Tuck, floor is yours, man. What do you think?
Why did they make them move? All they had to do was just make it better, and they refused. Chicago. Now we got to call them the Indiana Bears. Is that what we're doing now?
I think they're just keeping the name Chicago Bears.
Yeah, in Indiana, though?
Well, I mean, New York Jets and Giants are in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and the Rams and the Chargers are in Inglewood. Like the Cowboys are in Arlington, the Patriots are in Foxborough. There's really not a lot of teams that are exact 1-to-1.
Yeah, but there are certain teams that shouldn't move, and Chicago Bears is one of them.
They got me there.
But they're moving now. We've tried. Nothing can get agreed upon, so they was like, why not just move? And I didn't think Chicago would let them move, but apparently there's no stopping it now. And hopefully they get a better stadium than what they have in Soldier Field.
Yeah, I don't know if they want. I know they want a new stadium. I get that. Arlington Heights was trying to lure them away, which is a suburb of Chicago. But no, they just said, we're going to go to another state. They pulled the Chiefs, because you got to remember, the Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Arrowhead, and they're going to Kansas.
Yep.
So, yeah, this has been a weird offseason for moving, hasn't it? I'm sorry. I'm with you. The Bears are Chicago. They're part of Chicago. And now, just when there's a light at the end of the tunnel, just when things are finally looking good, hell, your quarterback, Caleb Williams, is this year's Madden cover athlete.
Yep.
And they just say, nope. Tough shit. We're going to Indiana, which, by the way, already has a team in the Indianapolis Colts. But then again, I don't know if any of you out there are familiar with the layout of the state of Indiana. But they're if you're looking at it from a bird's eye view, they are in the northwest corner, which is where there's a little bit of urban sprawl up there. It's where that little part of Chicago and the surrounding area kind of spills out. I think it's the 1st Congressional District of Indiana or something like that. That's where they are. That's where they're going to be. Yep. I think they're around the border of the Illinois-Indiana line, but still it's not Chicago, and that's not right. I mean, look, if they stayed in Arlington Heights, which, like I mentioned, is one of the suburbs of Chicago, then honest to God, I can live with that. I mean, is Soldier Field still iconic? Yes. Does it suck that they leave? Also, yes. But they're in the same state, at least, and within the surrounding area. But Hammond, Indiana, gross. Man, they can't have Jack in Chicago just as they're finally getting good. Ooh, yeah. Like I said, you got the cover athlete, Caleb Williams of Madden. Nope. Now they go to Indiana. Indiana has 2 football teams. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not entirely certain how I feel about that.
I mean, they do have a national champion, so
They do, but that's college.
listen. I think they're trying to become a sports town again. They were a basketball town. Now they're starting to become a football town. And now that they actually have a team, a professional team, watch out. Because the Pacers just made the finals last year, and now they get an NFL team that could make the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So picture this. The Colts have been mired in misery for a good bit. And the Bears seem to be getting hot at the right time. They should be, with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. So you think they can lure away a few fans? I definitely think so.
It's definitely possible with the way the Colts are looking.
Yeah, whatever happens to the Colts, 8-9 is almost a guarantee.
They started so well too. If it wasn't for injuries, they might have made the playoffs.
If they win 8 straight games, I would bet my mortgage on them losing the next 9 in a row because, dread it, run from it, 8-9 arrives all the same. So, yeah, that's fun. Bears are moving, but we must move on as well.
Yep.
Oh, it's about that time, folks. Extensions are in the air, and it is raining money. Wide receivers are getting paid, and we know the wide receiver market, ever since Christian Kirk screwed it up, has been inflating. But now, it's time for Drake London and Christian Watson to cash in. First up, the Atlanta Falcons are giving their star receiver Drake London a 4-year, $141 million contract extension. Justin, what do you think of that?
I think it's money well deserved. I think it's money well earned. I think he will live up to the contract depending on how well or how good the quarterback is. I don't think the success of him, I think he'll be fine. It's just a matter of whether or not the quarterback, no matter if it's Penix or Tua, depending on who the quarterback is and how healthy they are, I think he'll be just fine. And if they still have that running game, it just frees everything up for him. So all in all, I think he's deserving of the contract, and I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah. Drake London is one of the more sneakily underrated wide receivers in the league. He, last season, only played 12 games. He missed 5 with injury. But in 12 games, he still managed 68 catches, 919 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He only has 1,000-yard season under his belt. But honestly, how much of that is his fault and how much of that is his quarterback situation? I personally would argue it's more the quarterback situation than anything.
Yep.
He's just never really had a consistent, QB1 to throw him the ball. And across 4 years, he has 3,961 yards and 22 touchdowns in 60 games. But honestly, once again, I don't really view this as his fault. He has potential, and I genuinely believe this. He has potential to be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. But for the love of God, Atlanta has not figured out their quarterback situation since Matt Ryan left or was traded or whatever. So they've locked him up, and I'm glad. But can Penix turn out to be something, or can Tua revive his career? Because Drake London deserves it, I think.
Yes, I think Drake London deserves it. I think Bijan Robinson deserves it. I think Darnell Mooney deserves it. It's already bad enough he had incompetent quarterback play when he was in Chicago. Now he comes to Atlanta, had a good season his first year, and now he doesn't have competent quarterback play again. Hopefully he can bounce back. I look at the pieces around Atlanta, and I think playoffs. I think they're capable of making playoffs. It's just a matter of whether or not the quarterback situation will be optimal.
Yeah. Now, I think, Tuck, you and I can agree that this Drake London extension is money well spent and money well earned.
Yeah.
But this next extension, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little iffy on. Christian Watson of the Green Bay Packers is getting a 4-year, $110.5 million deal. And I'm sorry. Nah.
Why not?
I'm not seeing this one, Chief. So for starters, Justin, you played football. You know the rules. Yeah. What's your best ability?
Availability.
That's correct. He's never healthy. His rookie season, he only started 11 games, but at least appeared in 14. His sophomore season, he missed 9. He missed 8. He only played in 9, But, in 2024, he started to turn it around. He appeared in 15 games and while missing 2. And then he missed 7 games last year, only playing in 10. His career high in receiving yards is 620, which happened in his 3rd season. And his career high in touchdowns is 7, which happened in his rookie year, which was all the way back in 2022. Now, I want you guys to consider something, okay? Like, really, really, let's think about this, all right? So, there's 17 games in a season, right? 17 times 4, he's played in 4 years, is 68. Out of a possible 68 games, he has started 45, which means he's only started 2/3 of the potential games he could be playing in, which could be worse, I will grant you, but I'm not paying, if I'm the Packers at least, and that, all the people that own them, I'm not paying $110 million, 110 bones for you to miss like a third of the season. And like I said, he's never even cracked 700 yards, never had double-digit touchdowns. Closest he ever got was 7. And worse yet, you could make the case that at the time, he wasn't even the best receiver on his own team. And I hate to tell you this, my fellow Americans, but that's the truth. Across 4 years, he has 2,264 yards and 20 touchdowns. Hell, there is a legitimate argument to be made that the wide receiver that they let walk in free agency, who I believe went to the Patriots, Romeo Doubs, is better than him. Because Romeo Doubs was consistently his wide receiver too. And yet he outperformed him. He appeared in 50 games, because they were in the same draft class, right? Mm-hmm. He appeared in 50 games. Well, he started 50 because he's still, fighting for starts because that Green Bay room was loaded. And yet, despite that, he had 2,424 yards across 4 seasons and 21 touchdowns. His career highs in receiving touchdowns and receiving yards are higher than Watson's. And he's usually healthier. So there's a real case to be made. They let the better wide receiver walk. And Doubs, I think, only got $80 million from New England.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also Matthew Golden's coming up. Who's to say that Matthew Gold doesn't wrestle that wide receiver 1 spot away from Christian Watson? Christian Watson always being hurt and debatably not even being the best receiver on his own team. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the extension. I really don't.
Well, Doubs is gone. Wicks is gone. And Matthew Gold hasn't stepped up yet. He is the only one that they can consider a wide receiver 1. Who else are they going to pay? It's not like they can go back in the draft and find another receiver. By the time I think all top 3 receivers were gone, and they weren't even picking in the first round. So it's not like they could qualify for another wide receiver right now. So it doesn't matter.
You're right. That's the sad part is that you're right. I'm not saying it's sad that you're right. I'm saying that the Packers scenario is sad.
Yeah, but they did all that for Michael Parsons. So even if you wanted to get a quality wide receiver, they would have to get it through free agency, which A.J. Brown wasn't available except to the Patriots. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. And no one else was. And I don't think they made any flyers for Devontae Adams again. So those were the 2 that were actually up for grabs if somebody wanted them. Just no one.
Yeah.
I feel
there are options in free agency if they want to go that route. There's Tyreek Hill, who's old and has a bum knee. There's Stephon Diggs, who's now clear of his admittedly bogus legal troubles. Old man Keenan Allen, he still has some juice left.
I don't think he's coming back. But Stephon Diggs seems like the best option out of a very limited options.
Yeah, well, Diggs is coming off a 1,000-yard season in New England. So,
Yep.
hey, who knows?
I think they could use him in Green Bay. I think he'd be a good slot receiver in Green Bay for them.
I totally agree. Well, Justin, we have to move on. We're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we have our positional and divisional rankings where we will break down the top 5 off-ball linebackers and the AFC South. Don't go anywhere. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast, brought to you by Secret Web Consulting. Once again, it's CJ, it's Tuck. Let's get down to business. So, it's about that time. The next chapter of positional rankings is here. We are going with the top 5 linebackers in the NFL, specifically top 5 off-ball linebackers. Because, you know, theoretically, Micah Parsons and TJ Watt, guys like that, are linebackers, but I kind of put them more into the edge rusher box, which they are, let's be honest. So, yeah. Let's get to this. Tuck, do you want to start or should I?
I guess I'll start.
Oh, come on. No, don't be like that.
All right.
Start with 5.
We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right?
Correct.
All right. My number 5 pick. Again, this breaks my heart. Roquan Smith is number 5. He fell off. He's fallen off. Now, granted, I believe it's more schematic than it is himself because last year the Ravens schematically just were all over the damn place. My quarters were getting beat in cover 3. Just my linebackers couldn't tackle. Just everything just felt off at times. So hopefully it's more of a schematic thing than a him thing, like him personally, just not having it anymore. Because he showed flashes of being Roquan Smith again. So I just want to believe that it is just a schematic problem and not a him problem. So, but damn, there was times where he didn't look good last year. So I wish I could put him higher, but no, top 5. He's top 5, but 5 and no better.
I understand.
So we're going straight.
Do you want me to go? Because we usually just go through our rankings.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's fine. Number 4, Fred Warner. Now, granted, if he was healthy the entire season, he'd be number 1 without a doubt. He played 6 games and was without question the highest rated linebacker in the game. He was dominant on the ball. He was dominant off the ball. Running. He was dominant in coverage. He was dominant in tackling. He was all over the place. And had he not been injured, easily All-Pro, easily Pro Bowler, easily would have helped that defense in the playoffs and so on. But unfortunately, they didn't have him. And they just had to work with what was due. Let me just make sure I have it right. Number 3, Zach Bond, the Philadelphia Eagles linebacker. Again, another quality season. I don't think it's as good as his season last year, but again, a hell of a season for him. I think he's a quality linebacker. I think he's deserving of his spot. I think he is deserving of the money that the Philadelphia Eagles paid him. I think he's going to continue to be better, especially with the additions they made to the defense and Jonathan Grinyard. I think that team is going to be different next year, and I think he'll be a big reason why. Number 2, Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell is amazing. I was shocked that when he was first drafted, he was drafted in the first round along with Jahmyr Gibbs, and both of them have proven to be amazing first-round picks for the Detroit Lions. He's solid in the run. He's solid in the pass. And if he had a healthy secondary, I think his play would be seen a lot better than what it is. I don't think he's underrated, but I think he goes overlooked at times because of some of the other linebackers in the game that people perceive are better than him, like Fred Warner, so on and so forth. But I do like his game. I think he's very good, and
All
I
right.
hope best for him. And last but not least, Devin Lloyd. I think he was, without question, the best linebacker through the whole 17 game seasons and helped elevate a bad Jacksonville defense last year to one of the better defenses this year. I think he was amazing against the run. I think he was solid against the pass. I think he had, what was it? Like a game-changing play against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't remember what it was. I'm not sure if it was a fumble recovery or an interception.
Yeah.
But he changed the game and helped.
Yeah, but I know it was you got a touchdown on it, right?
Yeah, he got a touchdown on it and he went all the way. He went like 90 plus yards.
Yeah.
He made game-changing plays for that defense.
Yeah, I remember that.
Got 8-game winning streak. Yeah, 8 games they won on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
8 or 7, I think.
Yeah, and helped them make it to the playoffs once again and won the division against a low-key stacked division with the Texans in it. So congratulations to Jacksonville. Well deserved. And Devin Lloyd, I thought he played out of his mind this year.
Yep, he certainly did. Now for my top 5. It looks a little different, but 4 out of the 5 guys we have are still the same. I'll tell you right now, I don't have Roquan Smith. If this were a top 10, Roquan would probably be my number 6.
I get it.
But I will tell you, I'll give him like the honorable mention spot. I do think it's a scheme thing. I'm hoping Jesse Minter can do it, but he's coming off back-to-back rough years, and I really can't justify putting him top 5 at this point. It's one of those things where he needs to prove himself again. Although I'm a huge fan of his game. So my number 5 is reigning Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carson Schlesinger from the Cleveland Browns. And Tuck, I know that pains you. I know. I understand.
I thought you were going to say Devin Bush over than Carson Schlesinger, but I get it.
No, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He stepped in, got 156 combined tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 9 quarterback hits, 2.5 sacks, 2 picks, 3 passes broken up. And as he adapts to more of an off-the-ball role, I really, instead of just being like a zone stuffer, I really think that this kid's going to be a top 5 middle linebacker in the league for years to come. My number 4 is Detroit Lions' Jack Campbell, like you mentioned. 176 combined tackles and 5 sacks along with 3 forced fumbles. The only thing that keeps him lower is he's, once again, more of those zone stuff kind of guys where you just sit him down, he clogs lanes. But he's not really a threat like in the passing game. He doesn't really have any career interceptions. His second season was his highest with 5 passes batted. So I kept him a little lower, but he's definitely top 5 regardless. Now, my number 3, I feel weird putting him at anything other than 1. Fred Warner of the San Francisco 49ers. This man was the best linebacker in the league for like 6 straight games. Then he got hurt. And honestly, that just sucks. That just really sucks. Because he battled injuries last year and was still the best linebacker in the league. I think he's like a 4-time first-team All-Pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler. He's just an amazing linebacker. Just it sucks he got hurt. I have every confidence in the world he'll come back healthy, but until then, I think top 3 is still good given the rep. Now, my number 2, Tuck, is Zach Bond.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite what he was last year, although the numbers are certainly similar. He had more passes broken up. He had the same amount of sacks. He had the same amount of QB hits. He actually had 1 more pick than he did last year. It's just the forced fumbles were different. He had 5 forced fumbles last year, or 2 seasons ago. This year, he only had 1. Still made a Pro Bowl, though. He's still in his best form. And as Philly returns to form, I think he'll find those new heights again. But still, I do think he's top 3. He's the second best in the league, and he's just a nightmare in every sense of the word. Wisconsin legend Zach Bond. And Tuck, this might shock you, but my number 1 is also Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
I really had to think about it, but with Warner hurt, it has to be Devin Lloyd. He's a threat to stop the run. He had, he had 6 tackles for loss last year, 10 quarterback hits, 81 combined tackles. As he adapted to more of an off-ball role than a run-stuffing role, he had 1.5 sacks. He had 5 interceptions and 7 passes batted away at the line and a fumble recovery as well. So, and he only gave up 1 touchdown in coverage. And quarterbacks only have a 57.1% rating when targeting him. So it's good enough that he's a threat in the run, but now that he has added pass coverage to his toolkit, sky's the limit. And that's why the Carolina Panthers gave him that huge contract when he hit the open market. Replacing him in Jacksonville is going to suck, though, but hey, Carolina's gained. They beefed up that defense, and how?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are our top 5 off-ball linebackers. And now we get to move on to our divisional previews. And we today have the AFC South. Which, for those who don't know, well, if you don't know why you're listening to a football podcast, unless you want to learn, which fair enough, is the Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, and Houston Texans. Let's just go through team by team here, just for fun. We usually go reverse order in the way they won. So, which means we're starting with the Titans. Tuck, what's your outlook on the Titans this year?
I think the Titans they'll be significantly better, but at the same time, I think they'll still have their struggles. I think it was nice of them to give CJ Stroud a weapon. Whether he's a wide receiver 1 or 2 will be remaining
Ward,
the same.
but yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Him and Cardell Tate hopefully gain a rapport, and hopefully Cardell Tate will become a 1,000-year-old receiver for him. And hopefully they can continue to build upon that. I like that for them, but again, I need to see the quality of the team get better. I think Cam Ward will get better. I think the play calling will get better, and I want to say the defense will be better, but I need to see it. I'm not sure if I'm convinced about the rushing attack yet. I'm not sure if I'm convinced about the other wide receivers outside of Cardell Tate, and not sure about the defense, but I think they'll be better. I think there's more continuity between them. I think they'll win maybe a few more games, but I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, I agree. I expect the Titans to improve. I don't have them quite as a playoff team yet, but I like their improvements, especially drafting Cardell Tate. Tony Pollard's a 1,000-yard rusher, so I think they're personally fine there. The line, I think, if it holds, should do well. Also, and who could forget new head coach Robert Saleh? I personally think he got screwed over with the Jets. Now he has a clean slate, and that's really all you need there. But as far as defense goes, they grabbed corner Alontae Taylor, defensive lineman John Franklin Myers, and another corner in Cordell Flott as well. Oh, also, they got wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson in from the Giants. So, hey, honestly, I don't think that's really that bad. And you pair him with Cardell Tate, which was a pick that I liked for them, and second-year guys Chimere Dike and Illik Iomanor.
Yep.
I think you've got something special cooking down there in Nashville. So, once again, I don't really view them as, as like playoff contenders, but I think this year is more of a growth year,
Yeah.
So, I think we're in agreement here. Moving on. Oh, brother, it's the Indianapolis 8-9 Colts. Justin,
Yes.
I have some thoughts on this. I'll let you go first here, man.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Injuries throughout their season. Just when you thought they were going all in to make a playoff run, Daniel Jones gets hurt. And then Sauce Gardner, like they just get hurt, all of them, and it's unfortunate. And once the quarterback goes down, you really only have Jonathan Taylor or bust type of situations. And unfortunately, more often than not, it went bust. Because as good as Jonathan Taylor is, if he's facing 9 in the box, there's really not much he can do. I think they have quality players on the team. They just re-signed Alec Pierce to a contract. Congrats on that. Jonathan Taylor's on the squad, and their O-line is solid. But if the quarterback situation isn't good, it doesn't matter how good the pieces are. It just isn't. And I know they added Sauce Gardner to the team, but again, he didn't even play that much as a Colt. And I didn't like how they were using him to begin with. So, all in all, this team has a lot to work on this offseason. I think they can do it. I think that they can prove themselves. But outside of that, I need to see more out of them, specifically coming from the quarterback spot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And Tuck, I actually think you're more right than you realize. You remember how you said with the Colts, if it's not one thing, it's another?
Yeah.
That, I think, is the mantra for their team. That's always what it is. If it's not their usual problem, then a new one springs up. And, like I said, 8-9 just arrives all the same. They didn't really have that big of a free agency. They grabbed guys like Nick Westbrook-Akine, Cam Taylor-Britt, Jerry Tillery, Derek Nottie, Arden Key. But their big things were re-signing Daniel Jones to a 2-year, $88 million deal and bringing in wide receiver Alec Pierce, or re-signing him to a 4-year, $116 million deal. And the thing with the Daniel Jones signing is he's coming off a torn Achilles. And this is not like a torn ACL. Oh, no. That would be too simple. This is an Achilles tear, which we all know is far worse, takes far longer to recover from. And considering the fact that it happened about halfway through their season, I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that he's not even going to be ready for week 1. So that means your spotlight is on Anthony Richardson. And before we get there, I want to bring up their draft class real quick. They trade their first round pick for Sauce Gardner, which that aged poorly. But they beefed up their defense, getting Georgia linebacker C.J. Allen, LSU safety A.J. Halsey, Oregon linebacker Bryce Botticher, Florida edge rusher George Gums Jr., and Ohio State edge rusher Caden Curry, along with guard from Kentucky Jalen Farmer, Kentucky running back Seth McGowan, and a sneaky good pickup in Oklahoma wideout Deion Burks. But, well, I do think they made the best of their draft class. I also think that all eyes are on Anthony Richardson now. I'm going to be frank. I think his time in Indiana is up. And I believe you agree with me.
Yeah.
I think that if Daniel Jones did not get hurt, they would have given him a plane ticket and said, you can go. It's like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So this is his prove it year. Not prove it in Indy, but you're playing for your next contract. You are playing for every other NFL team. All these other teams have eyes on you. Maybe they need a quarterback. Maybe they want to use you as a gadget guy like Taysom Hill. Maybe you're a trick play specialist. Maybe they need you as like a Hail Mary guy, because he is a cannon arm, let me tell you. Maybe he could be like a big body for a tush push thing. But truthfully, like I said, I think his time in Indy's up. But this is him playing for his future, not in Indy, but just in the league in general. This is his prove it year. And if he can't show any kind of growth, then I don't even know if he makes a team. He'll be battling for, at best, QB2. And like I said, even still, it's probably going to be a battle. And also, a lot of it, well, I don't view him as a very good player. We can also all agree it's not really his fault, right? Can we all admit that? Because he's always hurt. Anthony Richardson. Look, I got no beef with the guy. I've heard he's a very nice guy. But he's always hurt. He is just perpetually injured every year. Since he's been drafted, he's hurt. In fact, the most amount of games he started in a season is 11. He has, across 3 seasons, he has appeared in 17 games with only 15 starts. He's 8-7 in those games, so I'll give him credit. He is 8-7, but with a completion percentage of 50.6%, 2,400 total passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. I won't lie to you, that's atrocious. And as far as rushing goes, he has 115 carries for 634 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground, which that's really good, isn't it? I think so. But he also has a career 12 fumbles. So no matter how you slice it, I think he has more turnovers than he does total touchdowns. And once again, compound the fact that he can't stay healthy and the fact that his career completion percentage is a 50.6%. That's there's really no sugarcoating it. That's just bad. And I know bad's not the most in-depth term you would want me to use, but he has to show something. Because I think Daniel Jones should play some time this season, but Richardson is to make the most of his snaps. You can't just say, oh, I have a cannon arm and I'm a mobile quarterback. No. You have to link the traits together with good play on the field. And please, man, stay healthy. He seems like such a good person. Like, I think, and I know we were all giving him crap for taking a play off, but I think he's learned for that. And I think most people are rooting for him because, we want him to have some kind of a future. So, yeah, Anthony Richardson, please, for the love of God, man, stay healthy and get your next contract. Moving on, we now have the Houston Texans. And from one premier quarterback to another. Justin, once again, my friend, the floor is yours.
CJ, please play better.
Oh.
I'm not asking you to just be competent. CJ Stroud, I need you to play like your life depends on it because your NFL contract depends on it. You saw what they did to Will Anderson. They took care of him. That's supposed to be you as well. They can't take care of you because of the way you played in the offs. 7 turnovers in 2 games. If it wasn't for that damn defense you had, you would have lost in the first round to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know how good you can be at times. We know how quality you can be. But unfortunately, you just haven't been that person. The Texans have proven they can win without you. They've been able to win with Davis Mills at quarterback. That's how good that defense is. And I believe they've only got better. They beat the Bills with Davis Mills.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I was just adding on your point. You're correct.
And I believe they've only gotten better on the defensive side of the ball with McDonald from Ohio State. Now, I'm not saying that Kalen Rutledge solves all your problems on the offensive side of the ball, but they have tried to address the O-line situation. You do have quality weapons in Nico Collins and the 2 Iowa State wide receivers. And then, what's his name? Hutchinson? And then Dalton Schultz.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
I know I'm forgetting someone.
Dude, he's coming back. It's Tank Dell.
He won't be 100% coming back, so I don't really count him as like an actual.
He missed all of last season. How is he not going to be 100%? Come on, I
There's a
want to see
difference.
Tank Dell do good. He's so
I,
much fun
I
to
want
watch.
him. I want him to do good too, but there's a difference between being 100% and being NFL conditioned, ready to be back. That's
Yeah,
going
you
to
have a
take him
point.
some time. I have to see him like actually play an NFL game before I'm like, okay, Tank Dell is a weapon again. I need to see it. But they have they have solid weapons surrounding him. Hopefully, Tank Dell can become one of those weapons again. They have the defense. I'm not sure about the running game. I'll give you that might be, but still, I I think they have enough of a running game to allow CJ Stroud to prosper. Now it's just a matter of, can CJ Stroud take all the weapons that he has and make it work? I believe he can. I believe he has the defense to make it work. I believe if CJ Stroud plays like he did his rookie season, they might win a Super Bowl. But that's only if he can get back to those levels of play. And I'm not sure he can. I want him to. I know he's capable of it, but I'm not sure he will. If he can, I believe a second contract that is more favorable with, top of the line quarterbacks will come his way soon after due to, the success of the team and how he's playing. But right now, if he continues to play like he did in the playoffs, yeah, it might be time to go. And it's such a shame because we finally found an Ohio State quarterback that was like good. Like
For 1 year.
for 1 year he was good, and we were like, all right, he's the future. He might be the best quarterback coming out of this draft. And now once again we're like, is he the best quarterback coming out of this draft? Because while he's going down, Bryce is going up. Bryce Young is actually playing better. And so I have to
Correct.
ask myself, is CJ Stroud going to wilt beneath the pressure, or is he going to pull through? I hope he pulls through. That Texans team is dynamite, just waiting to go off. I think they have a great chance to win the Super Bowl again this year because of the defense. And I believe that if CJ Stroud, plays up to snuff, they will win the Super Bowl. But, that's my opinion.
I agree. I do. You see, Justin, before I get to CJ Stroud, I want to break down the Texans as a whole. I think DeMeco Ryans is a good head coach. And in free agency, they were able to re-sign a bunch of key pieces like Daniil Hunter, Dalton Schultz, Sheldon Rankins, and Ed Ingram. They acquire Joe Mixon's gone. He's a free agent, but they did acquire David Montgomery, who's now going to be RB1 there. And they got linebacker Marte Mapu as well. But they were able to grab safety Reed Blankenship from Philly. And they got two good pieces to the line in Braden Smith and Wyatt Teller. So they're beefing up the line. That's good. They went Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech in the first round, which was not a pick that I liked. Huge reach. Hopefully he turns out okay because I like him as a prospect, just not in the first round. Caden McDonald from Ohio State was a great pick. The others, I'm a little iffy on. Marlon Klein in the second round, the tight end from Michigan, was a huge reach. Fabechi Nwaiwu, I believe it's pronounced, the guard from Oklahoma, was one of my favorite guard prospects. As a sleeper, not in the fourth round, Wade Woodez, linebacker from Clemson, I didn't personally have getting drafted. I do like the steal of USC safety Kamari Ramsey in round 5. Lewis Bond could be something from Boston College in round 6. And Aiden Fisher from Indiana, I think, is more of a locker room guy, maybe special teams at anything in round 7. They didn't really wow me with the draft. They had some good picks, but we'll see at least. But now, Tuck, it's CJ Stroud time.
Yes, it is.
Also, I just found out his real name. It's cool. Ready for this? His real name is Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV. Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV. That's just cool. I like that. So moving on to CJ Stroud. Played in the NFL for 3 seasons. He started 46 games. He has a career record of 28-18. But once again, though, across 3 seasons, he has 10,876 passing yards, a completion percentage of 63.8%, 62 touchdowns, and 25 picks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Mm-hmm.
That actually sounds pretty good. But when you realize that his career high in passing yards and touchdowns was his rookie year, where he had 4,108 yards and 23 touchdowns, only 5 picks, that's a little iffy. To be fair, last season, he did set his completion percentage best with 64.5, but he only barely cracked 3,000 yards, and he only missed 3 games. He had 19 touchdowns to 8 picks, but the Texans' offense just feels so sluggish without him.
Mm-hmm.
This is with him. This is a former offensive rookie of the year we're talking about. And like you said, Tuck, I want to go back to this point. Look at Will Anderson. You know something, CJ? There's a reason that Will Anderson was extended before you were. I truly believe that if CJ Stroud struggles again, look, I know when you draft a quarterback, and even if they're mid, you kind of have to give them a contract because even serviceable mid quarterbacks don't grow on trees. But after that playoff performance, where the Pittsburgh Steelers defense harassed you all game long, and your defense had to carry you to victory, right? Then the New England defense puts you in a box, so much so that your own stout defense can't bail you out. Yeah, if I'm the other defensive guys like Daniil Hunter and Derek Stingley, I kind of have to side-eye him a little bit and say we were doing our job, but we're not going to put belt to ass every game. Because I'm not going to lie, did the Texans defense have a bit of an off day? Yeah, they gave up 3 air touchdowns in the divisional round, which was unlike them. But I still think that game was winnable if that New England defense doesn't put CJ Stroud in hell. But still, he was just making some really ill-advised throws, and the defense, like I said, just crushed him. And he looked like a rookie again. It seems like the divisional round is his ceiling. That once the defense can't bail him out, he just turns into a pumpkin. I don't get it. Like, CJ Stroud, please, man. I believe in you. You have all the tools. You have the arm strength. You have the ability to slide out of the pocket. Just put it together, man. I beg of you. Break the Ohio State curse. You must. We demand it.
I think he'll be just fine this year, I hope. Because if not, this will be a problem.
I truly believe, Tuck, that even if he's like below mid again, I don't think they're going to extend him. I know they picked up his 5th-year option, so he does have 1 more year after this. But it's not looking good. But I'll ask you one thing before we wrap this up and go to Jacksonville. What would you personally define as a successful season for CJ Stroud in the Big 26?
3,800 yards, 25 or more. Let's say 25 or more touchdowns, 5 interceptions, like a 5-to-1 quarterback touchdown to interception ratio would be fine. Solid QBR, solid quarterback rating, clutch performances. He looks like he's doing the job.
Yeah. His career high in touchdowns, by the way, is 23.
Yeah, which is why I'm like, okay, 25 seems fine.
Yeah, it should be doable. His career high in passing yards is 4,108. So I think it's doable. I would personally say I want to see him crack 4,000 yards again. I want to see him get at least north of 20 touchdowns, keep the interceptions under double digits, maybe get your completion percentage above 64. That'd be nice. Yeah, and for the love of God, like, even if you must lose in the divisional round, like, make it a good game. make it a contest. At
Also,
least be the reason your team's in the game and not your defense dragging you around.
I just realized like 4 of his touchdowns came against the Ravens when everyone was scoring touchdowns against us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that he got one off on us, and I'm pissed off about that. And hopefully, we see him again to rectify that. But he is a quality quarterback. I just wish that we saw more of that consistency over time. So yeah, I think 25, 26 touchdowns is an improvement. 3,800 yards is better. Over 3,000 yards isn't good enough. You need to do more than that. You need to be closer to 4,000 yards.
Yeah, totally agree. Mm-hmm. So, Justin, where we've now arrived at the Jacksonville Jaguars, what's your outlook for them?
That's going to be tough. It depends on what they plan to do with Travis Hunter. Like, I know they're putting him as like a full-time quarterback with some wide receiver responsibilities, which is fine. I think that helps out the defense even more. I think that raises the floor for that defense and the ceiling. I think him with Devin Lloyd and a few other miscellaneous pieces is quality. I think that offense is good. Surprisingly, I think Trevor Lawrence has taken another step, and hopefully he can continue to take steps further. They don't have Travis Etienne anymore. They let him leave to go to the Saints, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Me neither. I don't know why they let him walk.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so I want to say I like them, but I need to know what they're going to be doing as far as a rushing attack, and then the passing attack I think will be fine because they do have Jacoby Myers, they do have solid weapons all around, and the occasional Travis Hunter play where it goes, wow, he made that catch, but I don't know. I'm not sure if they'll be as good as Houston next year if CJ Stroud plays well, but I think they're still a quality team that will still make the playoffs, but as a wild card.
Yeah, I think so. So for me, the key here is the man himself, Trevor Lawrence. Because I'm going to be real, their key free agent additions didn't do a lot for me, like Chris Rodriguez Jr., Dane Jackson, Amir Abdullah, Tristan Colon. That's not great, especially when you lost Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd. That's pretty bad. I mean, a lot of it was their re-signings like Monteric Brown, Dennis Gardeck, and DJ Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be less concerned about that if their draft class wasn't one of my absolute least favorites. So they didn't have a first rounder this year. So instead, what did they do? Their first pick was in the second round. They draft Nate, I believe it's pronounced Borkacher, the tight end from Texas A&M. No, bad, shame, condemn you to hell for that. And then they picked Albert Regis, the defensive tackle from Texas A&M, Emmanuel Pregnon, the guard from Oregon, and Maryland defensive back Jalen Husky, with really only Pregnon, I think, going around where he should. Outside of that, they got Duke defensive end Wesley Williams, Houston tight end Tanner Kazial, who I like, wide receiver from Baylor Josh Cameron, Stanford wideout CJ Williams, defensive end from Washington Zach Durfee, and Middle Tennessee State linebacker Parker Hughes. What in the fresh hell is that draft class? I believe, if my memory serves me right, they got one of my worst grades for that draft. And now, Justin, my friend, all eyes are on Trevor Lawrence. This is obviously not a prove-it year by any means for him because he kind of has that big deal that Jacksonville's locked into. But it seems to me that every time he breaks out and he looks like he's about to take a step in the right direction, he disappoints us. You know? It's like every single time we finally are like, all right, Trevor Lawrence is here. He underperforms. Do any of us really expect him to keep it up? I want him to, but I just don't know. I mean, last season, he had, we'll call it a 61% completion percentage, went 13-4, 4,007 yards, 29 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He's been good. I will give him that, but he hasn't wowed me at all in his career. I mean, at his highest, is he even a top 10 quarterback? Maybe number 9 or 10, but that is it. So I want to see Trevor Lawrence do it again. Like, hey, man, I'm happy for you that you're able to do this. Now do it again. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen Trevor Lawrence prove this twice. He did this in 2022 and won a playoff game. He did it this year during that 8-game winning streak where you saw how good he could be and the quality that he has and the chemistry that he has with Jacoby Myers. But I didn't realize that they got rid of Devin Lloyd and now he's in Carolina, which, by the way, that defense will get better. Way to go, Jacksonville. Knowing that, they may be a fringe playoff team, but it will really be dependent on how good either Travis Hunter is at corner or how good Trevor Lawrence is at quarterback. I think he will have to take another step because I'm not sure how good that defense will be. They have solid pieces, but they just got rid of Devin Lloyd, so I'm not sure how good they will look yet.
Yeah.
But I still think they're a fringe playoff team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be them or Houston that comes out of that division personally. If you had Trismeyer make me choose this year, I'm tilting towards Houston because I'm banking on a CJ Stroud looking good here, hopefully.
I'm just banking on that defense.
Yeah, true. That defense got even nastier.
Yes. I don't understand how that defense just got nastier.
I mean, they did lose Jonathan Grenard, but picking up Reed Blankenship and also beefing up the O-line too. That's going to be nice.
They didn't lose Jonathan Grenard. The Vikings lost.
Not Jonathan Grenard. I always forget that because they did that thing with the swap.
Yes, they swapped them.
Sorry. Whoa. Major brain fart. I had a CJ Stroud when the defense pulls out a math test on third down meme moment. But before we go, Justin, is there an immaculate grid that you want to do perchance?
Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter which version we do. I'm not picky.
Now let's just do the regular immaculate grid.
That's fine.
Let me share my screen real quick. I want to do immaculate grid football share. And here we go. And voila. Well, if it wants to load, please load. Justin, let me know if when you.
I can see it. I'm just not used to it being so damn bright.
Hold on, I'll see if I can zoom in. Does that work?
Yeah, I can see it. It wasn't a problem with Zoom. It was just
all right. So, ladies and germs. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say for anyone listening specifically, we have a Falcon and a Viking, a Falcon and a Giant, a Falcon and a Commander, a Brown and a Viking, a Brown and a Giant, and a Giants player and Commanders player that at one point has hit 1,000 receiving yards in a season. Tuck, do you want to knock out the 1,000-yard receivers first?
Yes, but again, these are like
because there's a lot of ways we could go for either.
Yes and no. Because I'm trying to figure out the Washington Commanders first.
Yeah, I mean, for the Vikings, they have no shortage.
Yes.
Yeah, Commanders. The ones that come immediately to my head are,
Terry McLaurin, Santana Moss.
Oh, I was just going to say the ones that come. Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon.
Yes.
What do you think? Which one? I think we got 4.
They only have 4. Did Jamison Crowder do
Well, 4 that I can think of.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, there is no way in hell Jamison Crowder did that with them.
Could you imagine?
I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Low key, I'm feeling Pierre Garçon here. I think he had a done at least
I
once.
feel Pierre Garçon
Mount
too, because I
Union
think he's
Records,
overlooked.
Yeah, because Deshaun Jackson, Santana Moss, all them big names. Want to do Pierre Garçon?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Here we go. Oh, there it goes. My thing's slow lately. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. 6%.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Giants.
Not terrible.
Was Wan'Dale Robinson?
All right, New York Giants.
Malik Neighbors, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, Robinson, Neighbors, Odell, Victor Cruz. Like, they got no shortage of them. Plaxico. Oh, yeah, Plaxico too.
Plaxico Burrs. Was Steve Smith a 1,000-yard receiver? No. Amani Toomer?
You mean Steve Smith Sr.?
No, I mean they had a Steve Smith on their team.
Let's try it. I think he should have been, right?
Amani, yeah.
Oh. Do you want to try Amani Toomer?
Yeah. I could be wrong though, but let's try it.
12. Fair enough. I was thinking
I didn't think people knew about Amani Toomer.
12.
I'll take it.
Okay. I guess we're not dealing with no ball. All right, Vikings.
I didn't.
All right. Obviously, there's 5 that come to mind. Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Jettas. Huh?
They have no shortage either.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's Randy Moss, Jettas, Chris Carter, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs.
Sidney Rice.
I want to try Adam Thielen. Oh, Sidney Rice. I like that. Did I spell that right? Is that him?
Yeah.
I think we should run it. What a poll. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. And now the actual players.
Yes. This is where it gets interesting.
How are we feeling about this, Tuck?
It's challenging. There's some freebies, but yeah, this is still a challenge. Falcons.
Yeah,
and,
I don't. Well, we don't do freebies here, but I do have a thought.
What's up?
Oh, I went for Falcons Giants.
I went. I thought the Falcons.
Devontae Freeman.
Yes.
Let's try Freeman for that. 33. Jesus Christ. Okay, I didn't. Okay, I thought people forgot. Well,
apparently
All
not.
right, Falcons Commanders. Aldrick Robinson, maybe?
I was going to say Brian Robinson, but he hasn't played yet, so that doesn't count.
What about Aldrick Robinson, the wide receiver?
I'm fine with that.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. We made up for it.
It's still that 34% and 12% are dreadful.
Yeah, it hurts me. It hurts me so much. A Giant and a Brown. Who even?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Who even did that? A Giant and a Brown. Weird. We could like come back to that. I don't know. For the Vikings and the Browns, there's Case Keenum, but I feel like that's a little too obvious. What about Spurgeon Wynn, the quarterback?
No one's going to remember that.
But is that too obvious for Vikings and Browns?
Spurgeon. Only tryhard should know.
What do you think? Spurgeon win?
Yes.
Oh. Come on, he was in that Brady class. That's why we know him. Okay. All right. Okay.
I was about to say only the tryhard should know that.
We know ball. We know ball.
Browns.
Viking. Ugh. Oh, did that draft bust the Vikings had, Laquan Treadwell, I think he went to the Falcons.
Did he play a game?
Yes, he did. I remember. Think we should try it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
1%. All right. That looks like he's on the Giants now. Interesting. All right. And now the Browns.
The stinking Browns.
Hey, you know them. I guess for Browns and Commanders, you could go with RG3, but I feel like that's a little too easy. Ernest Biner's another one would be too easy. Is Eric Metcalf too easy? Because he was pretty good for the Browns.
It could be. Damn, the Browns.
Wait, what about Terrell Pryor?
Yes.
Dude, what about Terrell Pryor, though?
That's a possible.
All right, let's run it, because everyone remembers that one weird breakout season he had with the Browns.
Yeah, because he turned into
Terrell
1,000.
Pryor. Come on. Big money. All right. I'll take 7%. Yeah, that was so weird. Ohio State legend Terrell Pryor. Never forget.
Yep. And one more guess.
And
Giants.
now Browns and Giants. Jameis? Oh, that's too easy, though. Maybe I feel like Odell's the obvious one.
Yeah. Jameis is an obvious one.
Do you want to just go with Jameis and call it a day? I feel like it's too easy, though.
Yeah, I feel like just why do we do this to ourselves?
Because, yeah, I know. Odell's like the really obvious one. Unless there's someone else that I'm missing. You know what? Let's just go with... Huh?
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head, and it's probably going to kill me later, but let's go.
Let's just go with famous Jameis and call it a day. Everyone's favorite quarterback. All right, 11. That's not bad.
For us, that's bad.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's just see what we got here.
15,000-yard receivers for the Washington Redskins.
15 for Commanders. Oh, we got one most common, but everyone else, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, I like this. I think we did good, except for that Devontae Freeman thing. I really thought people were going to forget that he went to the Giants. I really thought.
Nope.
I thought I was slick. I am not, but didn't fall to anything else. I'm so proud of my Aldrick Robinson knowledge, though.
Yeah, but
Madden legend Aldrick Robinson.
Players. Who are the other 68 players?
Yeah, I know. But honestly, I don't think we did bad.
I don't think so either.
So, yeah. Aside from Devontae, that 0.2 makes up for it. So, Tuck, before we go, is there anything else you'd like to say? Any hot takes, grievances, what have you?
Nah, I'm good for today.
Nice. All right, well, then that will do it for us tonight. That's all the time we have. Thanks for listening. Always remember, we are available on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and so much more. And be sure to check out our Instagram at Fumblerooski_podcast for all the latest takes and coverage of the NFL. Otherwise, for myself, CJ Medeiros, and my good friend Justin Tucker, we will see you next week. Over and out.